all the Overdrivers have been added into the Gear Hub for in-game currency, and I'm going to be using them to see if they're worth it for you to get or not. Here we go. So the Overdriver 8 and 10 are both available in the Gear Hub for credits, and today we're trying them out. Well, so the Overdriver 8 and 10 are both for credits in the Gear Hub now, which is great change. Everyone's been waiting for the Overdrivers because they are a pretty solid weapon. Right, but today I'm using the dual 16s on my Panther, which is a pretty cool build. But yeah, are these weapons actually worth it? Are they worth investing? So they're kind of similar to minigun, right? They're both kind of sustained fire weapons that shoot a lot of bullets, you know, right, for a long time. And what you want to do, the reason I'm using something like Panther is because I can put out the barrier and then stand in the open so I can keep firing. Like, this guy's full health, it's a full health Bastion. I can just sit here and fire, he's stasis. My damage increases over time. There we go. We barely got him, actually. I almost ran out of ammo there, but we still were able to get even a full health. Like, that's the highest HP in the game, literally, is Bastion. That tank has the highest HP. There's that player. I gotta watch out for him, but... So yeah, Overdriver, it's similar to minigun, but it does work a little different. The reload and ammo mechanics for Overdriver is cool. It charges up as you fire to 100%, you can see, and as you charge up, you do more and more damage. So at the end of your magazine, when I'm at 95% is when my bullets are actually going to hit for the most. But once you hit 100%, you do go into about a 5-second reload. So you typically don't ever want to hit that point because you don't actually have ammo. You just can't overheat the weapon because these are technically infinite ammo weapons as long as you don't overheat them. Right, so I'm getting closer and closer to overheating. You can see it kind of charges up, and then this one there is reloading. You can see the steam coming out. So it overheated, it has to reload now. But typically you just don't want that to happen. Obviously, if it does, you're probably going to die, right? For the most part with these weapons, you do need to have your full mag ready if you want to kill someone at full HP. They do very solid damage though. The projectile speed isn't too slow. They do fall off a little bit at longer range though, so they're not like minigun is kind of nice because at long range it doesn't do as much damage, but it's still like really easy to hit just because I guess the bullet spread on that weapon is kind of higher. But the thing about minigun that this doesn't have is that really long reload. And with this, all I have to do is stop firing and I gain my ammo back essentially. Right there, 10% of my mag is gone, but I just stop firing and I get it all back. So whenever you're considering getting a new weapon like the Overdriver, what you always want to check is what pilots and implants you have for it. So Overdriver is an assault weapon. So maybe you have the free Acantha pilot that came out like, what was it, a year ago or something? That came out for free for everyone. So you might have that. Maybe you leveled it up at some point. That would be a really good option. Obviously, Epic Pilot is still going to give you a solid damage boost. And then, of course, a Legendary would be better, but that's just a potential thing with this one. So you want to make sure you have a good pilot, right? Especially if you're higher level. You don't want to just start a build and only have like a rare pilot. You want to get a pilot going. At least use it and level it up, right? You're going to want to spend your pilot marks on that pilot so that you can get that. I mean, it's a significant damage increase. It's important to have success, is to have a good pilot. But also, again, the implants are really important too. So for this weapon, the implants you're going to want to get are the damage implant and then the burnout reduction implant. So basically, I have the burnout reduction so I can fire for longer without having to go on reload from overheating the weapon. So that's what you're going to want to get, is both of those. And if you have both of those, these weapons, again, you're going to have more uptime, right? So I'm still having ammo. I still have ammo left for longer, which is great. And that's going to, you know, you're going to be able to kill stronger things and get multiple, like, double kills and stuff more often, which is really important. Again, this is a sustained fire weapon. It's a huge sustained fire weapon. You need to be able to fight in sustained battles, and that also means you need to pick the right kind of mech. So I picked Panther here, again, because I can just put up my barrier, go up to this guy, and fire at him, and he's no chance. I mean, he's got to do something, right? He can't take that much damage for so long, right? He's just going to die. He's got to do something about it. So it's definitely a sustained fire weapon. So you want to match it with something that works like that. It's like a Blockhorn is a popular choice because that is it has the barrier, but then it also boosts the damage. And this thing with boosted damage is pretty crazy. You could use something like Orion, but in that case you'd really need to ambush the enemy. So I wouldn't tend to do something like Orion. You could use a lot of different tank mechs. Parasite we were just fighting would be good because you can link to them and then just slowly shred them away. This thing kind of feels like the old Arc Torrent did, where it just does a lot of sustained damage over time, and it's certainly a solid weapon. Now, would I recommend you to buy any of the ones for A coins? Obviously, I would never buy the Overdriver 6 out of the Gear Hub. That is not worth it because you're burning thousands of A coins on just a 6 energy weapon, which won't be useful for that long. But for the 8 and 10, which again are both credits, which is a great update for us, I think the 8 is definitely worth getting because then you can run it on a 16 energy mech. So I would do, if you guys have like a 16 energy rank 4 Aegis, that with Overdriver could be a really good build for you, because one thing about the like Aegis with minigun is often one of the best builds for Aegis, but that's more endgame, because the thing with minigun is you need to use 3 implants and you need to have the legendary reload implant. Super important, because that implant reduces the reload by almost double that of the epic implant. It does minus 40% at max level. So I have that like here on my main account, but on my free-to-play account I definitely don't have a legendary implant, right? I've not gotten lucky or anything, and I haven't bought it for 3000 acorns. So for miniguns you're going to need to get all those implants, but for this weapon you don't have to have even any, really. I mean, it's important to get those too, but epic versions are going to cut it for you. They'll work just fine. And also, if you have just the damage implant, it'll still work okay, or even just the like reload implant or whatever, it'll still work okay. So you don't have to have like the full kit, unlike the minigun, where like minigun Aegis is probably stronger in the long term for the end game, but overdrivers can work really well if you're in the middle or early game. We're in a 3v3 of players, which is pretty rare to see on my max account. So let's see if this thing can do anything against the the other enemy players here. I'm sure they're bringing out their Revoker Eclipses right now, but yeah, so the dual 8s on an Aegis would be a really strong build. If you happen to buy like a Blockhorn, maybe you get this Panther. You could dual copy that. The 10 is for credits, the Overdriver 10 is for credits, so you could get dual copies for a 20 energy build. Nomad here, that just reminded me, that bot just reminded me that Nomad can also be a pretty good option for this weapon. Like, not crazy, but definitely pretty good. Okay, let's see if we can get this player Eclipse. I bet we can. Yeah, lock him down. Dude, that thing shreds with back damage. Wow, that's a lot of damage. So far, we're doing pretty well. Once we die, I figure I will die at some point. I don't think I can survive against players this whole game, but we're leading in damage in the whole match right now. That's crazy. So, is it worth it to get like the even higher energy variants though, like the 16 or 12, which are both for acorns? I don't think it's probably not worth investing into those. Oh no. Oh gosh. Oh man, nice shot, dude. Wait, I gotta lock in, guys. No, he got me? No way. That little thing was circling. Ah, he went down. I don't think in general it's going to be worth getting the 12 or 16, just because they are kind of like high investment for they're not quite as good as minigun. Like minigun's a little bit better. So I would tend to go minigun over those, but if you want to, you can definitely get the Overdriver 16, or especially the 12 is going to go pretty well. 16s on Blockhorn maybe would be good, but overall I wouldn't go for those super high energy variants. So Overdriver is definitely a great assault weapon and can totally be worth it for your hangar, especially with the 8 and 10 energy variants, because they are for credits now, so definitely can be worth it. Just make sure you have some good pilots and implants for them, and then you have a mech that you need to use sustained fire weapons on that can use them, right? So anything Eclipse, anything with a shield, anything with stealth, something defensive where they can survive and fight in the open for a while. That's where you're going to really get the full use out of these weapons, when they can deal that full damage over time, sustained damage. Anyways, if you guys did enjoy the video, please drop a like, subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.